Hello everyone! This video is a very special video because in this video I will be making the first thing I ever crocheted. So this thing was the first project I ever started, ever completed, ever did. This was the first thing I ever bought yarn for, I ever bought a crochet hook for. This was the first thing that started it all. And then from there, I made a little bumblebee. And then I made the little lion, and then I made the little lamb. But this project today will be the first one that I ever made. I want to introduce all of you to the Jumbo Bumblebee. So he is really a jumbo bumblebee. I use him as a floor pillow to lay against, to chill on. I've even fallen asleep on this. This Jumbo Bumble came in very useful when I got my 4 wisdom teeth removed and I couldn't sleep laying flat. So I was sleeping against him. I absolutely love this guy, and like I said, this is the first thing that I ever made. So if we look at the face, this face doesn't look very appealing, but I haven't changed it because it's the first thing I ever made. I wanted to keep it just the way that it was. The stitches are not even. I think honestly in here I mixed some stitches together because I was doing a few stitches wrong. And it's old as well, so that's why it looks beat up. I'll be honest, I haven't been easy on this boy. He has been through it all. And so I am so excited to announce one Jumbo Bumblebee will be dropping September 1st, 2025, and only one person will be able to get it. I'm so excited to share this with you, and I'm so excited to make it again, and compare the two and see where I've improved, how I've improved, and what ways that I can continue to improve. So thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy it. At the end of this video, if you end up liking it, please be sure to drop a like and comment below what was your favorite part or any of your other thoughts that you would like to share with us. And please share the video as well to help spread the news about Renee's crochets. And please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Again, thank you so much for being here. And without further ado, let's get started making a jumbo. Alright friends, it is time to get started. I have my super jumbo crochet hook specifically for this jumbo yarn. And I've got all of my jumbo yarn in this container that I'll need for this bumblebee. And honestly, I haven't even started making it yet, and it already feels kind of surreal. Like, I remember coming home from Hobby Lobby before I had ever even learned one single crochet stitch, and I just had all of this big yarn in my bag, and then I dumped this yarn in my room, and you know, over the course of I think it was 2 weeks, I made this jumbo. So it's all really surreal, and this is the exact hook as well that I made, or that I used to make this jumbo. So this is really cool, and I'm really excited to see how this bumblebee comes out. Alright, I've moved the camera a little bit so that way you guys could see what I'm doing a little bit better. But without further ado, let us get started. So another interesting thing, looking back, is that I literally have this pattern memorized, and I'm not gonna have to look at a pattern during this process, which was very cool because, like I said, when I first made this bumblebee, I did not know anything about crochet. So I was reading the pattern and trying to make it and having to Google every single step of the way, like, what is a magic circle? What is a single crochet? What is all, you know, what are all these things? So that's another little interesting thing that I'm noticing right now. Making a magic circle in jumbo yarn is so interesting, and I can't believe that I actually learned how to correctly make a magic circle with jumbo yarn. I honestly looking back, I don't know how I did this, and I genuinely just attribute it to God, and I'm so glad that he allowed me to learn crochet and that he allowed me to he allowed my hands to absorb the technique of crochet and all of it, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do this. And crochet has become just so beneficial for me. It's grown me spiritually, surprisingly. It's grown me physically, actually, with, you know, my what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know what's the word that I'm looking for. But physically, I think crochet has benefited me as well. And then absolutely mentally and emotionally, hands down, crochet has been so amazing for me. Okay, I think I'm making these stitches too tight. Yeah, I think I'm making these too tight. So I'm gonna go a little bit looser. Let's see. It's very hard to make a gauge, like a good gauge, with this Jumbo yarn, which, by the way, let me just show you guys. I'm using Hobby Lobby's Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss. This is the color mustard, and then the two other colors are black and white. It is a 7-weight yarn, so it's like, you know, really chunky, which is how I made the super chunky Bumblebee. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, I said those colors out loud and I realized I was supposed to make the wings first of the Bumblebee. So I'm gonna finish with this magic circle, and then I'm gonna stop and then go to white, because I was supposed to do that first and I forgot. One, two, three, four, five, six. All right, so I have now made this magic circle, and that took way longer than I expected. Again, I literally have no clue how a complete beginner said, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do, and did it. So all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for a moment, and I'm going to make the wings. I want to make the wings first because, especially with this jumbo yarn, it is way easier if you make the attachments first, and then as you're working on the big thing, you can sew it on from the inside. It's way easier. I hope that made sense. Let me find the beginning of this yarn. Here it is. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put it on the floor. For any other crocheters watching this, are you guys a pull from the center or pull from the outside? Because me personally, I am a pull from the center every single time. And so the fact that I have to pull from the outside for this is kind of annoying, but that's fine. Alrighty, so let me make this magic circle as well. I was hoping to get this Bumblebee done today, but just from how long it's taking me to do these magic circles, might be a 2 or 3 day project. Last time it took me about 2 weeks, but I also had to stop a bunch to pick up more yarn because I completely lost the game of Yarn Chicken. All right, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, this is taking forever. All this time, and that was only 3 stitches. Lordy Lord, this is going to take forever. Okay. All right, so here is a trick that I have learned. A lot of people use stitch markers, and so do I, but I've never actually used an actual stitch marker. Like, if you look it up on Google or like Michael's or something, actual stitch markers are a thing. I have never used an actual stitch marker. simply because when I was crocheting this Jumbo Bumblebee, I needed something to mark my stitches, and I just used a binder ring. And I've never used an actual stitch marker. I've just used stationary items. So normally I just use paper clips. And for today's video, that is exactly what we'll be doing. I will be using a big paper clip because I don't own any stitch markers, which is funny to say that out loud, that I am over here trying to open a crochet business and I've never once used a stitch marker. But you know what? I think paper clips are cheaper. Are they not? So, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments, fellow crocheters. Will you be using paper clips? Or are you going to stick to stitch markers? Am I the weird one here? I might possibly switch over to my hands. I just want to be sure I'll be able to get the same tight stitches with my hands. Let's see. Let me see. I think it would be easier with my hands. Just because of how bulky everything is, my hands would be a good respite from the bulk. Yeah, that was way easier. So depending on how that looks a lot looser. I might have to go back to the hook. Let me see how this fully looks this time. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. So this is the tighter stitches that I made with the hook, and these two right here are the looser stitches that I just made using my hands. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I think I like the tight look. Let's see. I mean, this one is definitely looser. But did that come loose because I've been using it for 3 years, or... I think I'm going to continue with the hook. I don't want it to be so loose that it's not, you know, sturdy or it won't hold, so now that I have kind of caught my groove of crocheting, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my audiobook while I crochet this project, and I'm going to go ahead and put a time lapse on my crocheting, and we'll meet back whenever I have something to share, or whenever one component of the bumble is complete. So I have just finished one wing, and now I have to get started on the other one. But here's the one wing. I did use the hook to continue it. I wanted it to stay tight, and I think I like how it came out. So yeah. Alright, so I have finished the face now, and so now I just have to get started on the first yellow stripe, because it goes yellow, black, right? So I have to get started on this first yellow stripe, but I just wanted to show you guys that the face is done. I also did want to show a comparison between this face and the face of my original Jumbo. So if we look at this Jumbo, we can see just how uneven and just weird and wonky all of the stitches are. Like, what even is this random, like, what are these random triangles? I really don't know what was going on here. And we compare that to this. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure it's in the camera. This is nice and even. These stitches are pretty, you know, and it's uniform. So that's really cool to see the improvement and progress of my crochet skills over the past almost 3 years. So I'm gonna get started on that yellow stripe now. Alright, so I finished embroidering the face. I love how it came out. I think it looks so cute. I'm really happy, and so that it shows how good it'll come out if you do it while the back is still open. So this is what the back looks like. I made this eye first, then I came over. No, excuse me. I made this eye first, then I came over and went. I made this eye, and then I made the smile, and then I just tied it all off. So everything is nice and secure in the back, and it looks so good in the front, and it's not messy. And this is, again, in comparison to, let me move you over. It is in comparison to this face, which the eyes are not secure, and the smile is very not secure, and it kind of looks a little bit scary sometimes. Because for this one, I embroidered this face on after this entire thing was already done. Like, after I had stuffed it, I had closed it up, and then I went ahead and embroidered it. And so that's why none of it is secure, and that's why it doesn't look as good. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the first black stripe, and I honestly probably won't check in after that, and I'll just keep going until I get to the end of the bumblebee. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys really quickly that I sewed the wings on, and like I said earlier, I'm going to keep repeating it because that is like a big change from what I did last time, but I sewed these wings on while the back is still open, so I don't have to worry about having to hide every step of the way. I can just sew these on. It can look ugly in here because nobody is going to see this, and this is the inside, and I can make sure that it is as secure as I need it to be. So these are very securely on, and it doesn't look ugly on the top. We can compare this to these wings that are ugly to look at. And are not too secure. I mean, they're secure enough. They've lasted me 3 years, but they're not super secure. So, and they're quite ugly. And so I'm really happy that these are actually looking nice and, you know, smooth, cohesive. They're not ugly. And they're very secure on the back side. Alright, hello again everyone. It is now the next day, and I am going to hopefully finish the bumble today. I only have the last black stripe to do, and then I can start stuffing it and closing it off. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, hopefully I'll get it done today. I think I will. Alright, I am so excited because we have finally come to the end, where all I need to do is fasten this off, tie it off, and close up this hole. I've finished stuffing it. I probably could add actually a little bit more stuffing, just a little bit. Alright, let me stick that in there. Alright, so let me get this hole closed. I'm so excited. Alright, so I finally finished the bumble. The bumble is complete. Look how cute. I'm really, really proud of how it came out. And this is the little stinger that I attached. I am so, so proud of this bumblebee. I am so, so proud.